Okay. So deny, allow, and drop. These three things is completed. Okay. If you see that, if we select reset client, you can see that there are three more options. Okay. So if someone in the one rule can in the action will select reset client. What does it mean? Reset client. Okay. So reset client. So if I was instead of allow, instead of drop, if someone would select any policy as it's all depend on the your criteria. Okay. Someone that reset client. So we need to understand what is the meaning of reset. What is reset actually? Reset is nothing like this is my firewall. Okay. This is anything anything this is PC1, this is PC2, guys. Okay. Reset is a if we know that anyone knows TCP flag, like everyone would know, right? TCP flags. There are 6 to 7 TCP flags. Okay. So while connectivity for PC1 to PC1, if it's a TCP connection, we know that PC1 will send a SYN packet. SYN packet. Okay. And on the return, it will send a SYN SYN plus ACK. Okay. And then it will send a acknowledge packet. Acknowledge. And then after this three-way handshake, this is called a three-way handshake. Once three-way handshake done, then this PC will start sending a data because he's the initiator. He will start sending the data. Okay. It is push. You will see the P in the packet capture push, like it is pushing the data. Once the packet would done, then it will send a FINAC. Okay. FINAC, like final acknowledgement. And then it will connection drop. Like not drop. Then once it's done, then this whatever synchronization was there, it is now because now it is already sent all the data. It's done now. So then now or whatever the handshake was there, it is whatever the communication was there, now it is tear down. So this is a CNAC. So what would happen if this PC1 if it send one packet? Okay. So this guy actually resetting it. Resetting is what? It send a reset flag. Reset means what? Due to any means, this PC is not accepting his traffic. Due to any means, he's just rejecting. Reset means what? Reset means nothing. It is rejecting the traffic. So here, what is a reset? It's resetting. Like if any here in our, if I will make as a reset client. Okay. So what my firewall going to take a decision? It means this is a source, this is a destination, and I have make a connection for this source to destination. Whenever traffic it goes, just reset it. Reset client. Okay. So guys, we always know that who is the client here? Client is all the time initiator. Okay. Who is the initiator? Is the client. The traffic is going to destination is we use a term as server all the time. Okay. Actually, it is not, but I'm talking about basically initiator is the client and the responder is the server. Okay. Don't think about if it is a too simple PC, it doesn't mean that. Okay. But just for a knowledge. Okay, guys. So it is firewall is in the action. What is the action is resetting client. Resetting client means it is reset the source. If this will initiate the traffic, firewall will check firewall will match the policy and it will take the action resetting the client. So it will reset the source IP or source subnet. That's it. This is the meaning of resetting the client. Okay. Okay. Now come to the profile setting, guys. So profile settings, here is a none. What is profile settings? We will learn about the application. See that if you select the profiles. So profile, when we learn about, if you choose the profile, we will learn about the antivirus, vulnerabilities. When those topic will comes, I will explain how we can in the one single policy, you can, if you create any antivirus, like even you can choose the default, even you can create your own policies. We can select those. Okay. He can check for each packet for antivirus. He can check a packet for a, vulnerability protection, anti-spyware, URL filtering, file blocking, data filter, wildfire analysis, those kind of things, everything in the one single policy for each packet. If you select it, firewall going to check all. If you will not select it, it should be none. Okay. So it's all depends. So when we learn about this antivirus, when the antivirus topic would come, I will create, for the profile the same, and then we will select it later on. Okay. So on the profile, likewise, we can select all the antivirus, threat protection, whatever, we can enable it. And there is a one options group. If I'll select the group, we can see that group profile. Here we can create a profile, like any kind of profile if you want to create, and we can allow access. See that the same kind of antivirus, the same things. Like instead of going one by one, we can create a one group. Okay, just like we have created a ping stuffs, right? So we can create a one profile only with the group, and we can select it from there. Same things. Okay. So like from the profile settings, we can enable the antivirus or threat detection. Hope it's clear, guys, for the profile settings. Okay, if you want to enable it for the any specific policy, you can enable it from here. If you want to disable it, you can disable it. That's all depend. Okay. Now come to log setting. If you want a log in the log setting, guys, see that there is a two types of log: log at session start and log at session end. Guys, make sure always unmark when log at session start. What is why when one is okay when one PC is communicating to other PC, what happen actually if like if this PC like going to this my firewall and going to the facebook.com, guys, suppose facebook.com. Okay, so if this one initiate the packet, if it going, so he's that packet is not yet, yeah, is going to the facebook.com, but whatever the he's receiving the reply, so that 3 to 4 packet actually for the TCP handshake and everything, 4 5 packet actually for actually those 4 5 packets are actually not defined that this is going to the facebook.com. It is not defined 4 5 packet. It will show at the end of the packet. At the end of the packet, like in means what? It is not that packet has been all done. Like after those all handshaking packet once all are done, it will end of the packet, it will confirm that okay, the destination is facebook.com firewall. Then after came to know it is facebook.com. So then it is start sending a log. In the logs, it is going to mention that destination is going for facebook.com, anything like if it is URL. So it's better to choose in log at in time, not at the start time, because start time whatever the logs is coming, it's all are the rubbish. It is not yet required. Okay, it's all are the IP address and all are the other flags which is actually not required. We can, if you want to see them in the monitoring, like this is source IP is going to the google.com, facebook.com, what are the exact information, those we can get it in the session. It so always choose session, because if you select both, what would happen? All are the even your firewall is going to be, because lots of traffic, lots of logs is going to be configured. Multiple logs are going to be create into your device. So what would happen? Your memory of a firewall is going to be decrease or reduce actually. So if you are using 100 not 100 like 100 GB, whatever it is, okay, if you have 100 GB in your firewall, so within it could be 1 month or 2 months, if you selected the log at the first, what would happen? Your 100 GB could be going to be like it's going to be in it could be the 1 or 2 months, could be that logs are coming. Yeah, so better to use at the log at the session, which is actually a authentic data. That's it. Okay, now here is log forwarding. So if you want to forward your log, okay, so as I explained, when the log profile would come, when we're learning about the log settings and everything, then we can learn. But anyway, if you want to forward your log, so like just create a name, anything like anything, log forwarder, any name, and you can create add. There's just some options. Okay, so we can forward the logs like SNMP. If you're forwarding the log, you can see that log traffic. So what kind of logs you want? Authentication log, data log, decryption log, threat logs, traffic log, VPN tunnel log, URL log, wildfire log. So this is our actually that many types of logs. Authentication is what? It's for the AAA, okay, for the authentication and like who is actually logged into the devices. Those are the information, who has logged at what time. Those are the information we can get it. Data logs, okay, these are all data logs, whatever the data is transferring from the firewall. So those kind of logs we can get it. Decryption, what is decryption? Like VPN is actually using for the encryption and decryption. It means it's a VPN traffic. If you select any of whatever the log you want, you can select it. Okay, like just better to choose traffic. It is a traffic is a combination of all the logs, and filter all logs. See that. And where you want to send actually, you want to send a SNMP. Okay, like if you have a SNMP server, you can just give the IP address of SNMP server, he will get it. Okay, or here you can create a SNMP profile. Okay, you can just create a profile and give the IP addresses. It will start forwarding the logs to the SNMP. Even if you have any syslog server, give the IP address and just do the syslog profile. Okay, he will start forwarding the logs to the syslog event. So like if you want to send any to the mail, just type the mail address. It will start forwarding the for that particular mail. Okay, so those kind of things like HTTP, okay, you can create it. Okay, if you want to quarantine some kind of quarantine means, we all know what is quarantine. Okay, like just remove it. Okay, those things actually not required. Okay, so for quarantine, if you want to quarantine anything, you can create it likewise. Okay, so this is a target, this is a source address. Okay, this is a registration. So these are the actually those things I want as a quarantine information. So we can even create it. So that's how we can, for the SNMP, for the log server, for the email where you want to log, you can create a profile for the log forwarding, and those logs for this specific rules only, not all. For this specific rule, you are start getting the log for it. Okay, and now see other settings. In the other settings, there is a schedule, and that is none. What is schedule? I want to explain, guys. You can create a one schedule for it. What is schedule? Schedule is what? Nothing, just it's called a time based. Okay, time based rule. Like we have learned time based rule in the Cisco. So like suppose this is a source IP. Okay, and this source IP like 10.0.0.1 going to destination IP like 1.1.1.1. Okay, for the port number it is going 443. That is fine. Okay, and action is allowed. Okay, that is fine. It's allowed. But the what is time based rule? If there is a nothing, no schedule defined, nothing, so it is all the time whenever it is active, when you commit it, it this rule is going to be functionable. Okay, it's going to be work. Okay, it's going to be work. It's not okay from the very beginning. Whenever you commit it, it's going to be work till then when you delete this rule. Okay, but we are not going to delete this. This is going to be stay in the file and it is going to be work. Okay, but if you put a time based rule, if you schedule this rule, so what would happen? That particular source to destination to port number action is allowed. I will create a time that this rule only enable from morning 9 a.m. to evening 5 p.m. Anytime. Okay, time based rule. I have given the time that this rule only going to work in more from morning 9 to evening 5 p.m. That's it. So after that from 5.01 p.m. what would happen? This rule going to disable. It's going to be disabled till morning 8:59, and once it become 9 a.m. again, it is going to be enabled and it is going to be functionable. Okay, so that is called time based rule. We will define the timing, we will define the time, either weekly, either daily, or either we can give a specific date and time. So likewise we can create a even time based rule. Generally it is not required, all the rules is by default enable all the time, but generally if required, if any kind of circumstances would come, you have to create a time based rule, then you can create a time based rule. It is not required generally, but that's how you can create a time based rule. So you can see that there is a recurrence. So scheduling, how to create a scheduling, I will explain once the object group would come. Nothing, is very simple. Okay, and there is a QoS marking. Nothing, it's a quality of service. This one is not IP, DSCP, IP precedence, follow client to client server. Actually it is not much required. Okay, only for the these are the important things. Still schedule. If we do okay, our rule has been created here. See that our rule has been created. LAN to WAN name, tags is none. What is tag? I will explain once we learning object group. Okay, type is universal. I've explained it. Whenever you will create any rules, that is universal. No need to put a interzone. Okay, just keep it like this. Your source zone is inside. Your source address is whatever you have defined. Your user is any. Okay, that is fine. Device is any. Okay, the destination is outside. Source address is any. Okay, device is any. Okay, so those are the all information. Application, I did not select anything. It is any. Services, I have selected HTTPS, SSH port, telnet, and the action is allowed. So these are the all information. What is the policy I have created? We can able to view here. Okay. So now come. So we can see that many of options, right? If you want to just click here, come to the name, just click here. You can see columns. Just go to the columns. You can see that much of whatever you have selected. If you want to, like, I don't want tax here. Just what I will do, unselect it. The tax gone. See that earlier there is a tax. So that's what in the column. Whatever you just go to the column. Whatever you need, you just select it. If you don't want, you just I want to remove application. You can remove it. Whatever it means. What removing it means what? Like you will not able to view here. Okay, if you select it, those things only we are going to view, like options, profile, hit count. If this one is not very much usable, you can remove it from the dashboard. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, if you want to edit this rule, like I want to, in the source address, I want to add one more address. Okay, if I want to add, just click here, edit it. There's a multiple option. Edit, filter. If you do a filter, what does it mean, filter? If you select filter, like you can remove it even. Value, what is the value? Query, it will query on traffic logs. Global finding, if I'll do it, it means it will start search all over the tabs, like dashboard, monitor, objects, network, everywhere. That is called a global find in the device only. If you do the filter, if you filter, see that it will come here. Okay, so it will filter means what? Whatever the rules would created from this subnet, if you filter it, it will come to view here. This is the things. Okay, so we are going to learn more things about the security policies. We will create multiple policies here later on.